Hi, lovely people. I am here today to follow up on yesterday's session. So yesterday I did a little talk on being active in terms of getting your muscles used and doing something weight training without having to do the weight training. So I think I showed you, one of my little tricks while I'm out on my walk anyway. I, find fairly big rocks on my travels, and so I use them to do some of my weight training with arms and legs. But on another level, today I wanted to emphasize the importance of recovery from exercise, but also from the act of constant doing. So for a lot of very busy ladies, busy women who are working, managing and looking after families, running businesses, maybe they're doing things part-time as well, like they might be working full-time and running a business part-time, or they may be running a business or two businesses. It could be that they're doing that and they're looking after elderly family members as well. So the act of constant doing is something that women are very familiar with, and it's almost like an ingrained conditioning. It's an ingrained behavior. There's almost an expectation within families, within our communities, within society, within a country, within different cultures and different places. There's an expectation that women are meant to be doing quite a lot. Okay, and I'm sure you can relate in whatever shape, way or form that resonates with you. And I think the important bit here is that we do need to recover. We need to have our rest and recovery. And sometimes women take that for granted, especially in earlier years. Yeah, if you're in your 20s and 30s, for example, you feel like, oh, you've got all the energy in the world and you go, 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 go. And yet the lack of recovering, and even if you're pulling all-nighters, for example, I remember doing that when I was at uni. I used to pull all-nighters. I can manage it. I had exams, papers to hand in the next day, and and I was not 100%, but you could pull it off. Well, by the time you hit your 40s and your 50s, doing things like that is not so easy, and it also will impact your health and well-being in a negative way to do that. So this is where I'm just today going to talk to you about why breath and the way that we breathe is an integral part of recovery. And I'm not talking about just breathing, just going on and having a breath, because our bodies naturally breathe anyway. So I was outside originally, and there's like a whole bunch of stuff going on outside with machines and all sorts of things going on out there. And I decided I'm going to come inside. It's more quiet. And then lo and behold, the phone goes off. Right. And I'm going to continue as I was. So the importance of breath, our breathing. So when we are active and we're doing these exercises, we obviously have a certain type of breath. We might be breathing quicker. In fact, if you're also doing jobs around the house, you're running around, taking the kids here, there, and wherever, doing your shopping, doing this, doing that, your breath is shallow. And most of us run around using this shallow breath. So it's very shallow and it's quick, and there's no recovery time. So this is like almost a quick method of breathing that we're not consciously aware of. We're not consciously aware that we're doing it. So the idea with breath for recovery is to actually slow down the breathing to the point where it triggers our relaxation response. So a relaxation response is a nervous system response, because when we're running around doing things, exercising, going shopping, picking up the kids, doing the jobs, commuting to and from work, doing all those things that we need to do on a daily basis, our breath is very short and shallow and can actually affect our health. So this is how we pack on the stress. We pack on the stress into our muscles, into our body, and our body feels it. And we have various places in the body. You all know this. You all know, where do you feel stress in your body? And I've got someone here with me now. So if you like to say hello while you're here, tell me, where do you feel stress in your body? So there are times when I'm feeling stress. The stress is on the shoulders, for example. And when I was teaching my yoga students different movements with the body using the breath, what a lot of them didn't realize is how much stress they actually carry in the pelvis. So in the lower part of the torso, hips, and the pelvis is a common place for women particularly to hold on to stress. Okay, so if we're then going to look at breath and why breath is important, it is really important to slow the breath down so that we get into the lower part of the lungs. When we're breathing, we have to deep breathe, to engage that diaphragm, to really open up into the intercostal muscles that open up the chest, open up into the heart area. And so by doing that, by triggering even the relaxation response, we are reducing the stress hormones in the body. So that's just a simple neurological occurrence. The relaxation response in the body cannot be present at the same time as your stress hormones. That does not happen. So there's two aspects, two parts of the nervous system, the parasympathetic and the sympathetic nervous system. When we're running around and doing all those things that we do every day, we've got the stress hormones are up and the relaxation response is down here. So to switch that around, the breath is integral so that we can bring the relaxation response up here and reduce the stress hormones in the body so that we switch off the sympathetic nervous system and we switch on the parasympathetic nervous system. So it's simple physiology. I'm not going to get into more technical stuff than that. And so it brings you the importance of being able to do that. So with the breath, your relaxation response is switched on and it brings you into what I call the present moment awareness. Okay, so for any of you who are familiar with mindfulness, being in the present moment is integral to then reducing the impact and the effects of stress. And this is why doing a practice like yoga, for example, which is something that I've taught for years, and I've been a yoga practitioner myself for over 20 years, probably closer to 30 now. And of course, it has helped to have the knowledge to be able to then recover myself from the impact of stress in my body. So today I'm just going to show you a very basic practice, something that some of you may or may not have done before, but I'm going to show you how to very simply switch on the relaxation response in your body and reduce the sympathetic nervous system, reduce the stress hormones. So one of the things we're going to do is we're going to take a nice deep breath in through our nose, really fill the lungs, and then out through the mouth. So do this with me. Inhale through the nose and out through the mouth. I'm going to just do that one more time. In through the nose. So deep filling, as you can feel the chest, you can feel the rib cage stretching out, opening up. As you feel the belly engaging a bit, and then out through the mouth. Okay, so the next time we're going to breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. So I want you to breathe in for a count of 4, 2, 3, 4, and out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and hold the in breath for 2 seconds. And we're going to do that again. Breathe in for 4. Out. Hold. In. Out. Hold. And again. Out. Hold. And release. Deep breath in. Exhale fully. So this is what is called ratio breathing. And what I've done there with you is to double the natural ratio of your breath. Most people in general, we breathe in for 2 seconds, out for 3, and pause for about 1 second. Now this will vary from person to person in terms of milliseconds, as many as that. Breathing in for 2 seconds, out for 3, hold for 1. This is our go-to default body's natural rhythm of breathing. And so by breathing in for 4 seconds, out for 6 seconds, and pausing on the in-breath for 2, you are in essence doubling your natural breath rate. Now, if you want to go to the next level, you can triple it by breathing in for 6, out for 9, and hold for 3. So simple by doing breath in. I'll demonstrate. Breath in, out, hold, and let go. So then, if that was easy and you found that really simple to do, then go the next level. The next level is 4 times the natural breath rate. Yeah. So 4 times the natural breath rate is breathing in for 8, out for 12, and holding for 4 seconds. So breathing in for 8. Now, when you're breathing in, remember, it's very subtle. So when you're not aware of your breath, the breath is slow, you're not even aware of it. Yeah, so the 2-second in breath and the 3-second in out breath, and that pause, which is in essence the pause in between the in and the out, and then your intercostal muscles reset for the inhalation, is a second or less. We're not actually aware of it, so it's very slow, very we are unaware. So when we're then doubling it, we want to be as equally slow. So when we're breathing in, we're not gasping. We are slowly inhaling, and I want to compare it to the air in a balloon. So when we fill a balloon, we're doing it gently. When we let the air out of the balloon, we're letting it out slowly. Yeah. And then when we pause it, we're holding, and we're doing it again. Inhale slowly for a count of 4. Exhale slowly and gently, very mindfully, for a count of 6. And then the pause, the hold, is for 2 seconds. So I hope you find this helpful. It will bring in that relaxation response almost instantaneously, and you don't have to do it for too long. In fact, if you can just keep it up for 5 rounds, do it for 2 minutes, 3 minutes, you will find a difference straight away. So I hope you found that useful, and yeah, if you're here and you have any questions, feel free to add them in the comments. Otherwise, I will keep tabs and I will respond as soon as I can. So, I hope this helps. Bye for now.